Welcome to the lecture Introduction to the Python. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about data science and tools for data science, history of Python and Python IDEs. Let's start with an introduction. We live in a world that's drowning the data. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we have a lot of collection of our data, and this collection of a data we are using for the data science, and the data is generated from various sources. And mainly the source of this data generated is websites, which tracks every user's every click. Whatever will click and everything will be a collection of our data. And even we can see the data in a smartphones, which is built up of a record of your location. And even we can see the sensors from various electronic devices record real-time information. And the collection of a data we can see in a real-time application. E-commerce website collects purchasing habits. If you go for selecting any purchasing or any item, directly we'll be getting an item like which we have seen previously. That is because of a collection of our data. This is about an introduction. And coming to the data science, basically the data science is defined as interdisciplinary field that brings together computer science, statistics, and mathematics to extract useful insights from the data. It is a combination of different fields. We can go for computer science, statisticals, mathematics to get a good output, to get a deep output from the collection of data, which is a combination of all these fields. And with that data, you can analyze and you can generate a good insights from data, which is aids in arriving a better business decision. To get a good business decision, we are going to collect the data, and from the data you're going to decide on insights from the collection of a data for getting a better business decisions. And next comes to popular tools used in data science. And as we have seen in the previous lecture, the first and foremost thing for the data science is we have to do for data pre-processing and analysis. And for doing this pre-processing, the tools used for pre-processing is Python, R, and MS Excel, SAS, and SPSS. These are the tools which are used for pre-processing and analysis. And after pre-processing, we are going for the exploration or the visualization or graphical or pictorial view, we can see. In order to get the pictorial view or graphical or the visualization, we'll be using a tools that is Tableau, QlikView, and Microsoft Excel. And after that, when we are coming for the parallel and the distributed computing data, in case of a big data, for example, if you want to analyze the data for every second or each step, then in that cases we'll be using a tools that is Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop. And here comes the evolution of Python. Python was developed by Guido van Rossum in the late 18th at National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science at Netherlands. And the edition or the versions of a Python is, the first version is Python was released 1.0, the first version in the year 1991, and the second version Python 2.0 was released in 2000, and the third version, the Python 3.0, is released in 2008, and the present or the latest version is Python 3.7 or 3.8. And next comes to the advantages of Python. The first advantage of Python is Python has several features that make it well suited for data science. As our course is Python for data science, we'll be using a Python for data science. And the foremost advantage is open source and the community development. Python developed under open source, and it is initiated and it is approved by license which makes it free to use and distribute even commercially. Even commercially also it is free, which is of licensed version. And the other advantages of Python is the syntax which we use is very simple to understand, and the code and the libraries designed for specific data science task. Inbuilt libraries are there which are designed for specific data science, and it combines well with majority of a cloud platform service providers. And next comes to integrated development environment, that is we can call it as an IDE. And this integrated development environment is, it is software application consists of a cohesive unit of tools required for the development of a program, and it is designed to simplify software development, and it utilizes provided by IDEs. It includes tools for managing, it will manage and compiling, deploying and debugging software. The tools used for this managing and the compiling whatever the program we are writing, which converts into the machine language, and after that it goes for the deploying, which is nothing but like implementation. After implementation it will do that debug, like rectifying an errors by using a IDE. And next comes to what are the features of an IDE. And the features of an IDE is bucketed into three types basically, and we can say that three major key tools are there for the IDE that to create of a software development, and those three key tools are source code editor and compiler and debugger. Along with the three major key tools, some additional features are there for the IDE, that is syntax and error highlighting, code completion and version control. And commonly used IDEs are Spyder, PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook and Atom. These are the commonly used IDEs. Based on our requirement, we can choose whether to use a Spyder or PyCharm or Jupyter Notebook or Atom. And next comes to individual IDEs explanation. That is, first let's start with the Spyder. And Spyder is supported across different software systems, that is Linux, Mac and Windows platform, and this is available as open source version and bundled with Anaconda distribution, which comes with all Python libraries. All Python libraries are inbuilt in Anaconda and developed for Python and specifically data science. The Spyder is specifically designed, all the libraries are inbuilt specially for data science, and these libraries are distributed with the Anaconda. And here comes the interface of a Spyder, where we can see that it looks like this interface. You can see that the major window has divided into three parts. The major part, this is your scripting window where we are going to write the coding or the program, and this is your variable explorer. What are the variables we have given, and the values of the variables will be displayed over here. And this is your console window where we can see an output. This is an interface of a Spyder. Spyder looks like this, and the features of a Spyder is, it is code editor with robust syntax and error highlighting. Wherever the error is there, it will highlight a particular line by showing that the line has some error, and code completion and navigation and debugger, integrated document. All these comes under your Spyder features. Along with that, the interface is similar to MATLAB and RStudio. If you people are familiar with MATLAB and RStudio, it seems to be for Spyder. Next IDE is PyCharm, and the PyCharm, the OS, the operating systems of PyCharm, it supports across Linux, Mac and Windows platform, and it is available as a two sources, that is a community source which is of open source and a paid version. Two versions are there, that is open source version and the paid version. The first one is your community. that is which can be available as a free open source, and the other one is professional paid version, and it supports only Python, and it is bundled with Anaconda distribution, which comes with all Python library. It can also be installed separately. If you want only the PyCharm, directly you can install it separately. It's need not necessary to install along with the Anaconda. Separately, we can go for installing of a PyCharm, a separate IDE. And the interface of your PyCharm looks like this. Here, this is what we are using, that is main directories will be placed over here, and this is a scripting window where we are going to write the program. And the PyCharm features are, these are the features which includes in the PyCharm, that is the code editor. It provides syntax and error highlighting, code completion and navigation. All these features are the extra features of your IDE. Unit testing, if you want to test an individual line, it will use for unit testing. Debugger, version control. And next comes to Jupyter, a Jupyter notebook, and this Jupyter notebook is used for web applications that allows creation and manipulation of notebook documents called notebook. That is why it is named as a notebook, Jupyter notebook, and it is going to support different OS that is supported across Linux, Mac OS X and Windows platform, and it is also available as an open source version. And the interface of a spider looks like this, and this is a space where you are going to write your coding and where we can see your output. And Jupyter notebook, it is bundled with Anaconda distributor, or it can be installed separately. It has two choices, that is if you want to install that, you can install along with the Anaconda distributor, or separately you can install the Jupyter notebook. And this Jupyter notebook supports Julia, Python, R and Scala. It supports all these different tools. And here if you can observe that the name Jupyter has come from the first two letters of your Julia, that is JU, and the first two letters of your Python, PY, and R, that is Julia, JU Julia, PY Python, and R, that is Julia Python R. And it consists of an ordered collection of an inputs and output cells that contains code, text and different graphical pictures, etc. And Jupyter notebook, it allows sharing of code and narrative text through output format like PDF or HTML, etc. Generally these Jupyters will be used for web applications, as well as web applications whenever we are working and in educational institutes or for presentation tools. This is a best IDE to use, and but then it is lack of most of the features of a good IDE. The basically three features of a good IDE we have seen, that is it should consist of three key tools, that is source code editor, compiler and debugger. These three keys is lacking over here in the Jupyter. Only additional features are there, that is the syntax and error highlighting, code completion and version control are there in the Jupyter. Next comes to the next IDE, that is Atom. And Atom is an open source and source code editor, and it supports OS across Linux, Mac OS and Windows platform, and it supports Python, PHP, Java, etc. And it is well suited for the developers, that is software developers, and it enables users to install plugins or packages, and packages can be installed for code completion and debugging. And the interface of Atom looks like this, where we can write the code or the program in a scripting window. This is your scripting window. And As of now, we have discussed all IDEs and how to choose the best IDE. And according to the requirements, as I said, like if you're going for a data science, generally we'll be preferring Spider, or for web development, all those according to our requirements will be preferring the IDE based on IDE. So working with different IDEs helps us understand our own requirement, like which IDE we have to prefer. So in this course, as Python for data science, we'll be preferring Spider. Spider will be used in this course. And coming to the summary, we have discussed the popular tools used in data science and the evolution of a Python, integrated development environment, Spider, PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook, Atom, all 4 IDEs we have discussed. Thank you.